From Learfield on the Mustangs Sports Network, this is Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. Brought to you by BMW. Test drive one at your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. Credit Union of Texas. Be a part of something unexpected. CUTX.org. Experience more. The Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options. Visit lyle.smu.edu. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Find your comfort zone. Also by Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, voted the best grilled cheese in Texas. Live from Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue, here is your host, Rich Phillips.
Good evening and welcome to another week of Tempo Talk here at Ozona Grill and Bar. I am Rich Phillips along with Chad Morris, the head coach of the SMU Mustangs. We're on 770 KAAM every Monday night from 7 to 8 as well. Coach, welcome. Good to see you here this evening.
Good evening.
Disappointed we're not here to talk about the 3-0 Mustangs, but life will go on. We know that. But obviously a tough Saturday afternoon in the end for your guys.
Well, you know what it is, and you know we all wish the outcome could have been different. And you know there's none more disappointed group of men and then those kids in that locker room and those coaches and the families involved and all the investments have gone into to getting ready for that ball game. But you know what? That's football, and that's you play the game. And we knew that going into their place it was going to be tough. But I think, Rich, if you would have told me that we only punted twice and you would be down by 6 going in the fourth quarter, if you would have told me that in July, would I have taken it? I'd have said, let's spot the ball and let's go play. And that's where we are, and that's where our program is right now. And I said last week it would be a great gauge to tell where we are 2 years and 3 games into our program. And I definitely have said this from the get-go, is this is a much improved football team that we're coaching that gets better every week. We made some costly mistakes, 3 or 4 plays that against a top 20 team, a top 15 team now, you can't make. And you definitely can't make them on the road. And you know, and that proved true, and our players understood that. But you know, it doesn't make it any easier. We're 2-1. We went over there to win. There's no such thing as moral victories in this program, and no one is satisfied with a loss. And I can promise you this: we were back on that practice field last night, and everybody's head was high. Our kids played extremely hard, and I hope as our fan base could see that our guys played their tail off. And that says a lot about where we are in our program right now, and it says a lot about our coaches as well.
We'll get into some more of the specifics on the game coming up here in a few moments, but you mentioned you're not into moral victories, and of course we don't expect that. But how does this team, you think, compare with the team that played TCU a year ago at your place?
Well, I asked me after this week. You know, I think that'd be the biggest thing I would say. As I shared with the players last night, I remember taking a team to TCU 2 years ago, and we came away with a essentially was what we all felt like, that hey, this could be something here. You know, we played TCU really tough, and only to come back and go 2-10 and get beat by James Madison at home, and could never get the nose up on that after the test ban started happening. It was really hard, and so just you know, we got to take it one day at a time. We got to get better every day, and it starts yesterday and today, and the season's got to start tomorrow mentality, and that's just the way we are. That's what you deal with when you're talking football, and it's no different than life. You're going to get hit in the face with adversity. Are you going to either stay down or you're going to get back up? And I know what kind of young men we got, and so it would really, really, really surprise me with where we are in year 3 of our program to see these kids come out flat this weekend. I cannot see that happening.
Of course, a lot of what some people were talking about after the game, too, were the numbers for Cortland Sutton 1 week after 4 touchdowns. He had just the 1 catch for no yards. Just tell us a little bit about, after reviewing the film, what they did against Cortland the other day.
Well, you know, it was real simple. It's they put 2 on him. They put 1 under him and 1 over the top of him and said, you know what, we feel like that we're good enough with our front 4 guys to control all your run game, and we're going to let Ben Hicks and the other 2 receivers beat you. Can you beat us with those guys? If you can, we'll tip our hat to you. If you can't, then we'll move on to next year. But we've played Cortland Sutton. We are not going to let 16 have a chance at the ball. They got their hands on him all night long. They did have a guy under and over the top of him, and that's Now, we did have a shot. We did have some chances to hit him, and we were unable to hit those shots. I wish that we could have kept the ball close to him. Maybe we would have got a couple pass interference calls or something. But they did a great job defending him, and we knew that going in. You know, Coach Patterson's done a great job defensively, and that's just what they do.
What's he got to do, or what do you guys got to do to try to correct that and try to avoid things like that?
Well, as far as doubling them?
Yeah, well, as far as how to beat that.
Well, I mean, you if you put 2 on 1, that means the numbers count that somebody else is wide open. And
right.
I think you saw Trey Quinn have some great games.
He did.
And James Prochet had great games. I mean, you're going to take something away, you're going to leave something open. We got to be able to run the football. And you know, I thought Trey Quinn had an exceptional game. And we got to continue to do that. I mean, you know, offensively, when you look at it, these guys against a top 15 defense in the country, I thought we moved the ball well. I thought we had a really good plan, and we felt that they were going to double Cortland all night long, which made someone else have to step up, and you saw that. But, you know, I thought our offensive line played better. We're still working on a rotation at the right side, kind of getting the right fit in there. But, you know, in games like this, you've got to score touchdowns, not field goals. And we had our chance, and still with everything that happened, and we'll talk about the plays and the four situations here, but with all that still being said, with 7:45 on the third quarter, 7:45 left in the third quarter, you're down 35-22, and you got the ball on their 23-yard line, and you come up with no points. And that can't happen. I mean, it's just tough. It was the same way when we were at Clemson. And you're a good football team. You gotta execute, and you got to make those happen. You got to turn the turnovers into touchdowns, not field goals, and especially on the road. And so I think that definitely did not, you know, that hurt us. But again, you're down by 6 going in the fourth quarter, and you got a shot.
This week, you're back at home. Saturday night, 6 o'clock start against Arkansas State at Ford Stadium. We'll talk more about Arkansas State later in the show, but just kind of in general, this is a big one, and not a team. It's a team that maybe doesn't grab a lot of headlines, but I'm sure they're grabbing some headlines around the SMU offices this week with the football staff.
Well, I hope they grab a lot of headlines with our fan base, and because this is a really good football team. Coach Anderson's been there for a good while. I've known Blake for a long time when he was a coordinator at North Carolina, and we were at Clemson, and he's done a phenomenal job. This is a conference championship team coming into our place. They got 7 starters back defensively. They got the Sun Belt Player of the Year, the defensive end. Javon Roland Jones is back. He's a redshirt senior, 6'2", 244, and does a great job. I mean, he's a heck of a force at defensive end. He's number 11, and they got an Alabama transfer D lineman by the name of D Liner. And 6'3", 325. They're really big up front. They've been really sound defensively. We got a work cut out for us. It's going to be a great experience, and I'm excited to get these young men back on the field and see how they're going to respond to the adversity we hit last week.
They'll be back on the field 6 o'clock Saturday night, Ford Stadium against Arkansas State. By the way, game time for next week has been announced too. UConn in the conference opener next Saturday will be a 3 o'clock game at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. Want to remind you that we are here at Ozona Grill and Bar every Monday night from 7 to 8 of game week, and you can ask the coach some questions as well. 3 ways you can do it. Go to SMUMustangs.com and hit Ask the Coach. Submit your questions on Twitter using the hashtag Tempo Talk, or join us here in person each week at Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue, and you can submit questions with our staff as well, and we'll ask some of those later on in the show for our head coach, Chad Morris. The turning point on Saturday. We'll talk about that and maybe figure out if there were a few turning points against TCU. That's coming up next on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
How do you improve upon a legend? First, you make it come standard with sports seats to put you in position to carve every corner. You give it an 8-speed Steptronic transmission with paddle shifters, standard. And you make it near perfectly balanced to give you even more control of the road. But if you want to know how to catch up to a legend, sorry, can't help. The new BMW 3 Series. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Test drive one at your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers.
It's finally time for some Mustangs football, y'all. And Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue has the perfect spot in the best patio in town. So head over to Ozona and yell at the TVs while enjoying some great West Texas favorites and drinking some ice-cold drinks. And don't forget about happy hour from 4 to 7 Sunday through Friday with $1 off all bar drinks and complimentary chips and salsa. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Look them up on ozonagrill.com. Go SMU!
If you experience hip or knee pain, I know what you're thinking. Whew. And basically, you have two choices. You can wait until the gets so bad you can't stand it, or you can take the first step to living without right now at yourjointhealth.com. An online hip and knee assessment from the health system more people choose for joint health in North Texas. Texas Health. Visit yourjointhealth.com today.
When it comes to your signage needs, trust the experts at Fast Signs North Central. With more than 50 years of knowledge, Fast Signs North Central will help provide you with a true turnkey experience. From branding and design work to complete production and installation, let Fast Signs North Central make your vision a reality by calling 214-890-4444 or find them online at fastsigns.com/11. Fast Signs North Central. More than fast, more than signs.
Are you serving or have served our country? SMU's Lyle School of Engineering offers master's programs and tuition reductions for military personnel across the globe. For veterans and those in the uniformed services of the U.S., our distance education programs provide a way to help engineer our nation's future. It's just one way SMU is saying thank you to those who protect and serve our country. Check it out at lyle.smu.edu.
Ruthie's Rolling Cafe serving up the best grilled cheese in Texas. For 4 years in a row, Ruthie's has been voted the best food truck of SMU and Park Cities. Ruthie's is a crowd favorite among the ponies. You can find the food trucks rolling on SMU campus, SMU home games, and you can find them regularly at Clyde Warren Park. To book Ruthie's for a private party, visit their site at ruthiesfoodtrucks.com. Because after all, there ain't no party like a grilled cheese party. So, seize the cheese.
With a flea flicker, it's back to Ben Hicks. He's got Trey Quinn deep, caught 20, touchdown Mustangs! That was how the Mustangs got started Saturday afternoon against TCU with a 58-yard touchdown pass to Trey Quinn on the flea flicker. I am Rich Phillips here with SMU head coach Chad Morris for Tempo Talk every Monday night from 7 to 8 at Ozona Grill and Bar. And I was just telling you off air that Coach Mark Smith gave me all the information I needed to know before Saturday's game, and I didn't share it with anybody else until it happened on the field. But he told me there'll be a few trick plays out there. We saw that with Trey on the receiving end, and we saw Trey on the passing end of one, too.
Yeah, I mean, as we know and come to know, Trey's a phenomenal athlete and has done some really good things for us to this point in the season.
I always wonder about this. I think I may have asked you about this last year too, but when that trick play is called, especially the one where Trey ends up throwing the ball, is part of it guys got to sell it not just by their actions on the field when they're executing the play, but they got to sell it on their face too, right? You can't. They got to get excited. The receiver's excited when he's going to throw a pass, isn't he?
Yeah, when you call their number, you got to make sure that they don't get too overly excited with it, but Trey's a veteran guy and just a very poised guy and a great competitor, and there was no doubt. I mean, there was no hesitation. We knew when we were going to call the play, and he executed it, and that's what you do.
Well, of course, it ended up at a 56-36 loss to TCU on Saturday afternoon, but there were certainly a lot of bright spots. 16-7 was the first quarter lead for SMU, and it looked like 22-21 was what you were going to go into the halftime with after scoring late in the first half on a Josh Williams field goal. Was that the turning point then, the final play of the first half, you think?
I think you look at it, there's four really that I think that were the pivotal points of the game. If you could have some situations back and make three of these four things, give them one, but don't give all four. I think the first thing obviously is we executed a great punt to pin them to go 97 yards. And we've said it all week. I said it last week in this radio show. You cannot give up the walk-off home run hits. And you saw that. You saw we had a bust. We had pressure coming from the field, and a defensive end should have been dropping in the flats, and they escaped the fastest guy that they got to our sidelines and swung a pass out there, and the guy outrun Angles. I mean, he erased Angles. We had some really good angles on this guy, and he erased some angles. And so I thought that was a huge momentum swing for them at that point. We're still up. You're still up 19-14 at that time. And I believe that was right. Now that put them 21-19, I believe, at the time. We're able to get the ball back, go down and get a field goal out of the deal. And in that 4-over-4 moment now, they've scored 7 and we've scored 3. We kick off to them with 10 seconds to go. If I had any regrets, I would have milked the clock down even further, then called timeout, kicked the field goal with no time on the clock. But again, and we work situations all the time. I mean, we are so conscientious of all situation football. And you leave 10 seconds on the clock coming in, and I shared this again last week. Our kickers had to have great ball placement on the kicks, and Josh did a great job. I mean, this is, a lot of people ask, why aren't we pooch kicking? Why are we not kicking it deep? Well, when you got a guy that a lifetime average of 34 yards per return in number 25, you don't kick to him. That's coaching, and you just don't do it. And if you can't be consistent kicking it out of the end zone, you don't kick it to him. So you strategically work away from the kid. And it all means we were not to kick to 25. And Josh has done a great job up to that point. We kicked to 25 for whatever reason.
They swapped him around, too. He had been in the middle back, and he was on the left sideline where 33 had been.
Yep, and we're to kick away from 25. We wind up and we kick to 25. And he has, I think, a 24, 25-yard return at that point. And then they hand off the ball, and we're in play. Elijah McQueen is right there. They run a power play to the right. We're right there, and the guy makes him miss. And that's one of our very best athletes that I got, Elijah McQueen. It's hard to get a better athlete on our football team than him, and he made him miss. And we missed a tackle right there, which would have at least put the ball back on about the minus 45-yard line. It's a 23-yard gain, gets them in position, and then they throw up. I thought the next thing was so you had the 97-yard drive, the missed kick set this thing up, and then you had the Hail Mary. And again, people ask all the time, do you put Cortland Sutton in there? Do y'all work? We work it. We work it consistently, and we have, and we've put Cortland Sutton in there, and during fall camp, and even during the first couple weeks in practice in this, and we didn't execute it. Number one, we didn't execute it. I made a decision not to put Cortland Sutton in there at that point with 3 seconds to go. It's supposed to work. You're supposed to get a body on a body. And it's like in basketball, you box out. You don't look at the ball, you box out, and you have a jumper. And our jumper was Jordan White, and we got caught behind him looking up at the ball. And if you look at it, there was one guy jumping, and it was their freshman that jumped up. And we had 5 guys looking at the ball, 1 guy boxing out, and they had 1 jumper. Execution. They executed it. We didn't. And do I think that was a pivotal point in the game? You're up 22-21. There's no question. No question. You can say what you want to going up the tunnel. At that point, it's all about trying to regroup these guys. And, hey, look, we're only down by 6. You come in there, you got to still make adjustments. The whole persona of the locker room would have been completely different at 22-21 than it is 28-21.
Right.
And but again, that's our 28-22. It's that's football, and you've got to adjust and you got to adapt, and it's adversity, and so at that point, okay, look, you're only down by 6, and then the other key point, the other key moment in this thing is the opening drive of the second half. And they go 74 yards and put it 35-22. And it was still not out of it by no means. But that gave them – they scored 21 to our 10 points in the 4-over-4 moment. And for 100% of the time since I've been a head coach and go all the way back and been a coordinator – when you lose those 4-over-4 moments, you lose the game. Mm-hmm. And that 8-minute span right there is as critical a time as there are in football. And we've studied it, and we lost it 21-10.
And it was definitely the complete opposite the week before against North Texas. Almost everything went your way in those 4-over-4 moments.
That's right. But here's the thing: we created turnovers. We caused 3. Now, we gave up a pick 6, which was totally unacceptable. That didn't help the situation at all. Had 2 interceptions, but we still win the turnover margin 3-2. But in the past, if you remember, we've created 5 turnovers, which have led to all 5 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. We were only able to get 6 points out of this. And again, when you play quality teams like this, you got to score points. You got to score touchdowns. And we came away with field goals, and that's the way it was.
That was the next thing I was going to ask you about. The 3 field goals in the first half, 2, as you said, came off turnovers. And one when you get to turn them all the way down to the 12, that had to be a factor too. I think I don't want to say it's demoralizing, but it's a little bit of a shot to your confidence, I would think.
Well, Anthony, what a heads-up play to scoop up the ball and take off down our sidelines. I literally thought he was going to score. I actually didn't even look at it because I was looking back at the officials to see if maybe there was a flag or maybe they'd blown the ball dead.
Right.
And I thought surely there's no way someone's going to catch him, and yeah, they caught him.
I know this. If you keep staying in the positive side on that turnover margin, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, let me just make this real clear. We're a really good football team.
Sure.
Let's make no mistake about that. This is a football team that's heading in the right direction. We're a really good football team. And but I'll tell you this now, there's nobody in that building over there that's satisfied being 2-1. And we keep doing what we're doing, and more importantly, if our guys will continue to keep playing hard like they're playing, I mean, man, if our fan base isn't excited about these kids and how hard they're playing out there for this program, this program's moving in the right direction. It didn't come out our way, but we're not going to cancel the rest of the season. We're dang sure not going to cancel this Saturday, and this won't be the last time that these kids are faced with adversity in their life. What do? You have to respond, and our program is built, our culture is built on accountability and a family, and when you go through storms, you need your family to pull together, and that's what these young men are doing. And these guys they're resilient, they're back at it, and yeah, they hurt, but there's a lot of things we got to do better now. A lot of coaching, we got to coach better. We got to make better adjustments, and but that's part of it, and that's part of growing, and that's part of developing your season. And again, we want to be golden in the month of November, and we're heading in that direction.
I know this. You're averaging 49 points per game. That's exciting football. So everybody come out and watch Saturday night, 6 o'clock, SMU and Arkansas State at Ford Stadium. Mustang fans, do game day right with LG's game-changing home appliances. Visit your local Nebraska Furniture Mart for legendary selection and savings. We're a quarter of the way through the season, 3 games in. Let's find out what we've learned about this SMU team. Coming up next on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
It's finally time for some Mustangs football, y'all. And Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue has the perfect spot in the best patio in town. So head over to Ozona and yell at the TVs while enjoying some great West Texas favorites and drinking some ice-cold drinks. And don't forget about happy hour from 4 to 7 Sunday through Friday with $1 off all bar drinks and complimentary chips and salsa. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Look them up on ozonagrill.com. Go SMU!
Hey, Mustang fans! Football season is just around the corner, and that means it's time to start planning your boulevard. And we want to help make it easy and hassle-free. Beginning this season, our team at Block Party will be offering full turnkey service with premium reserve space, top-quality tents, lounge furniture, and bellhop services to Mustang fans who are looking for a better game day experience. All you need to do is show up, and we'll handle the rest. For more information and to book a hassle-free boulevard, please visit our website at blockpartypresents.com.
Business is a game, and if you want to win, you have to be faster, smarter, and more focused than the competition. Which is why SMU Cox offers the Fast Track 1-year MBA, designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Learn from world-class faculty, study with driven peers, and connect to a global alumni network spanning 80 countries. The Fast Track 1-year MBA, a major career highlight, only from SMU Cox. More online at coxgrad.com.
If you're experiencing enlarged monthly auto payments, Credit Union of Texas may have the cure for you. Let one of our loan experts do a free rate checkup on your current loan to see where we might be able to save you money. With rates as low as 1.69% APR, we think we'll have you feeling some relief in no time. Visit CUTX.org today to find out more.
Warning, refinancing your auto loan at Credit Union of Texas may cause an increased feeling of excitement due to lower auto payments. If the joy you feel saving money lasts more than 2 hours, please tell a friend so they can experience the CUTX difference. APR equals annual percentage rate and is subject to credit approval. Membership required. Federally insured by NCUA.
For over 15 years, Texans have trusted firefighting's finest moving and storage to provide professional service for their residential or commercial moving needs by our teams of off-duty firefighters and professional movers. Whether it's packing, moving, or storage, firefighting's finest professional staff will provide SMU fans with an unparalleled level of customer service. Visit us at firefightermovers.com for more information. Ask about our weekday move special for SMU fans. And remember to use movers you can trust.
ESPN's Neil Everett here. This college football season, Nissan's putting you in the driver's seat. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com. Build a customized Titan wrapped in your school's colors. Then register for a chance to win it. Or you can win a trip to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Enter the Nissan Heisman House Sweepstakes. Take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends 12/8/17. Open to residents of USDC 18 and older. Official rules at nissanusa.com/Heisman House Sweepstakes. Sponsored by Nissan North America.
Welcome back to Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I am Rich Phillips here with the head coach of the SMU Mustangs every Monday night at Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville in Dallas. A win for your team is a win for you too. There's nothing quite like it except driving a Nissan. Get to Nissan, a proud supporter of college athletics, and shop ChooseNissan.com and take on game day. The SMU Mustangs game day is this Saturday at 6 o'clock against Arkansas State. It's on ESPN3 television-wise, radio-wise. You can join me on 1310 and 96.7 FM, The Ticket. 3 games into the season, a 2-1 record. It's the hard to believe we're 25% done with this thing. Football just flies by since you only play one time a week, I guess. What have we learned? What have you learned about your team 3 games into this season?
Yeah, I think one of the top things that we've learned is we're good enough. We're good enough to be on that stage. We're good enough to win on that stage, and that's number one. What I've learned. I definitely have learned that these young men are putting a product out on the field that not only our fan base can be proud of, but this whole program can be very proud of. So I think that our culture's never been stronger. I've said that before, but more importantly, that these young men are heading in the right direction. They're exciting to watch. They play exceptionally hard. They're so much fun to be around, and because they want to be great, and that's all you can ask of these guys is just to show up every day with a great attitude, and they have it. And I also know this: we're not going to be undefeated. Mm-hmm. I do know that, but there's a lot of college football teams out there that aren't going to be undefeated too. Matter of fact, I don't think anybody was undefeated last year because I know who the national championship was, and they were not undefeated. And so that's the one thing I do know for sure, and I also know that we got 9 games left, and we got 1 this week, and that's the biggest one we can control is Arkansas State.
Your offensive numbers, I mentioned a moment ago, 49 points per game, 474 yards per game. Obviously, not everything you wanted last week. We talked about the struggles with Cortland Sutton getting shut down. But where's this offense at as far as you would like to see it on the growth, especially of some young players with it?
Well, I think we've played some really good teams, and obviously TCU being the best of the 3 that we've played. I would like to see us continue to be able to develop our run game more. Just moving Cortland around in the backfield is going to create some mismatches, but still you gotta take what they give you, and people are going to double him. Then it opens up opportunities for other guys, but just stay the course, and doing what we're doing. Coach Craddock and our offensive staff are doing a phenomenal job. And I'm just find that right rotation in our O line on the right side, and we're getting close there. We got depth, that's huge there. So just keep staying the course.
Speaking of the O-line, the left side, a bit of a scary moment for us on Saturday afternoon as Chad Pursley walked very slowly back up to the locker room, but then he came back out in the fourth quarter, and I talked to you earlier today, and the news is good on Chad.
Yeah, he started cramping up after halftime, and we just came out of the locker room. Comes out, warms up, and starts cramping up, and so we got him back in and IV'd him, and he was back out and played the rest of the game. But both he and Nick and Evan are playing exceptionally well. Will Hopkins was at right guard, did some really good things. And Bryce Wild at right tackle. You'll see Jacob Jator back in there again this week. And so, again, we'll keep rotating these guys, and it's great. One thing I do know, Ben Hicks, I know they got him down for 1 sack against a top 15 defense like these guys had. Now, Ben got hit too much, but the only sack that they got us recorded for was actually a quarterback run. Mm-hmm. And so, you keep Ben, keep our quarterbacks clean, and we got definitely the firepower on the edge to cause some people some misery.
Officially, you've given up 3 sacks. Officially, in the stats, your defense has come up with 10 sacks. That's been, I think, certainly a bright spot of the first 3 weeks has been the havoc that can be caused up front by your guys.
Yeah, I don't think we tackled as well last week. I think TCU had something to do with that. I think they were very talented offensively. We were in position to make plays, and And that's what you can ask. You're in position to make a play. I know we had Sosa on that opening drive of the second half. We got him down to 3rd and goal on the 4, and we're right in the hole, and he's right there, and the guy makes a play, makes him miss, and so we got to get that cleaned up. But we're putting pressure on the quarterback. Tyson Neals has showed to have some, had a really good game. It was good to see J.T. Williams. That's the first time I definitely want to mention J.T., a big defensive lineman. And when you're going against, you got guys up front, and we're sitting there at about 240 to 260, and you're going against the offensive linemen that are 360 to 340. I mean, it's a big mismatch. And so missing Mason Gentry really hurt us last week too, because again, when you get double teams, there's techniques to get off double teams. And so we feel like we're going to have Mason back this week, which is going to help us out, which is great for him being a senior. I thought Jordan White did a really good job. He was our defensive player of the game again. I think we got to continue to do a better job of letting Jordan match up with their best guy, and because he's good enough. I mean, this guy's a big-time player. We got to contest the ball in the air more. I thought they had too many wide-open receivers, and we got to get off the field on 3rd down. Yeah. And we were unable to do that. Again, I'm going to credit those guys because they did some really good things. But I know I've seen us better. I know we can play better defensively. But overall, our guys played exceptionally hard, and they'll come back and respond. And I'm really proud of them for the effort they give.
You mentioned Tyson Neals a moment ago. He's a guy who's really started to kind of jump off the field to me a little bit. 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks through the first 3 games. That's a pretty good get for you on the JUCO front there.
It is, and first of all, he's an exceptionally smart young man. I mean, he is, and doesn't say a lot. He's really soft-spoken, but loves to play the game. He loves the city of Dallas and loves SMU, and what a great find for us, getting him out of Oklahoma. And he's definitely making us better and a really good football player.
He was a junior college All-American last year at Northeastern Oklahoma. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to remember my spotting sheet off the top of my head now. It could get me in trouble sometimes. The Mustangs do play Saturday night, 6 o'clock against Arkansas State at home. Next week, by the way, is the conference opener against Connecticut. That game time has been set at 3 o'clock. And we want to remind you that Special Olympics Texas will be at that game next week to help spread the word to end the word. You can join us that day by purchasing a special ticket that includes a portion donated back to Special Olympics Texas. Visit SMUmustangs.com/SOTX to learn more and purchase your tickets. That's SMUmustangs.com/SOTX. The Ask the Coach segment's coming up next here on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
The patients have spoken. Texas Institute for Surgery has one of the highest ratings when it comes to patient satisfaction. Texas Institute for Surgery is a state-of-the-art physician-partnered acute care hospital that specializes in treating sports medicine, orthopedics, joint replacement, spine, and pain management, among many other clinical services. Texas Institute for Surgery, the first choice for care by physicians and patients. For more information, go to TexasInstituteForSurgery.com. Texas Institute for Surgery is a physician-owned hospital.
Tired of searching online for custom catering companies? Looking for someone who can craft a special menu for your event? Look no further. The Festive Kitchen has it all, from on-site lunches and drop-off catering to daily handcrafted food for your employees. Let the experts at the Festive Kitchen design a game plan for all of your catering needs. The Festive Kitchen also offers daily food shop specials, weekly entrees, and seasonal food shop menus. Find us at thefestivekitchen.com. That's thefestivekitchen.com.
Looking for a new place to bank? At Credit Union of Texas, we're resetting the standard in the financial industry.
I look forward to going to Credit Union of Texas because I know it will be a happy and relaxing experience.
Credit Union of Texas is a valuable part of my financial life. Moving to Florida this month had me reviewing whether to keep my accounts here in Texas or move them to Florida. Because of the great technology options, I'm able to continue my relationship with CUTX without moving my accounts and starting over.
Visit CUTX.org for more. Federally insured by NCUA. Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, serving up the best grilled cheese in Texas. For 4 years in a row, Ruthie's has been voted the best food truck of SMU and Park Cities. Ruthie's is a crowd favorite among the ponies. You can find the food trucks rolling on SMU campus, SMU home games, and you can find them regularly at Clyde Warren Park. To book Ruthie's for a private party, visit their site at ruthiesfoodtrucks.com. Because after all, there ain't no party like a grilled cheese party. So, seize the cheese.
The Learfield Directors Cup honors the nation's best overall collegiate athletic program in each division, men's and women's sports. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics, noting the remarkable efforts of student athletes and their institutions. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook. Find us at USA Today online and on Twitter at ldirectorscup.com. Over 2 decades of excellence, the Learfield Directors Cup.
How do you get large groups of people to and from events? Do what the Mustangs do and rely on Win Transportation. We make it easy. Simply visit gowin.com, give us the details, and we'll take care of things from there. Win has provided large group transportation for decades to high school, college, and pro sports teams. We also take care of church groups, employee outings, convention travel, casino tours, and more. Your time and your experience is our passion. Visit gowin.com to book. That's GOWYNNE.com.
Welcome back to Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I am Rich Phillips here with the head coach of the Mustangs every Monday night from 7 to 8 at Ozona Grill and Bar. We do want to remind you that you can find qualified candidates quickly and easily with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the leading job site of Mustang fans everywhere. For a free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/. That's ZipRecruiter.com/SMU. This is our weekly Ask the Coach segment that's brought to you by SMU's Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options with tuition reductions available for military personnel across the globe. Check it out at lyle.smu.edu. A couple of quick ones from online here this week. We got Vic in Dallas who says he is anxious to see a little more of DJ Gillens or Rafe Peavy with a few more looks at quarterback. Of course, we didn't see either one of them this past week in the game at TCU, and I know DJ was a little dinged up for the game too.
Yeah, DJ was out. Obviously our plans are to play DJ the third series of the game, but DJ was out all last week. Hope to get him back this week. We'll see. It'll probably be a game-time decision. He had hurt his toe on the first play of the play, I guess, against the North Texas game. And so, again, we hope to get him back. He was in a boot all last week. Rafe has done a great job, and Ben is just at a point in his career right now to where he is getting us in the right protections and getting the right calls. And obviously every quarterback in the country misses throws, but he's getting the ball down the field and doing some good things. But we feel like, again, it's a week-to-week, and Rafe's doing a phenomenal job. We're really excited and proud to have Rafe and DJ as well. And so hopefully we'll be able to have him back this week and see how this thing unfolds.
So that's one thing, too, is there's a lot more to it than just the stats that people see at the end of the game. There's a lot more you guys are breaking down, obviously, on tape. Yeah,
I mean, when you play against a team like that brings the pressure, or you see a opponent that does different things with their coverages, it's all about getting you in the right protections. It's all about making the right reads. And, all these guys can do that. There's no doubt about that. And but when you go into a game of that magnitude on the road, you want to go with a guy that's played. And I've said this before, he hasn't done anything to lose the job. And the other guys they're pushing each other, and they've got great competition going on. But there's great meetings, and the knowledge in that room is really good, and they're all up there. They were up there today. They were up there last night, and so great attitude. I know they all want to play because they're competitors, and but there's going to be a point in time, and this is what I would say, that not just our quarterback position, but every position on our football team, there's going to be a point in time that you're going to get your chance and you're going to get your opportunity. Just make sure that you're prepared and you're ready for it.
Mark sends in an email. Seemed like the team TCU ran the ball with far too much ease. What sort of adjustments can be made to shore up the run defense?
Well, I mean, we got to tackle better in space. I mean, that's number one. They do a good job of spreading you out and getting you isolated and putting their best athlete and creating some mismatches. But the biggest thing coming out of that is, we've got to do a better job up front. Again, I thought we got pushed around a little bit too much up front. And a lot of that has to do with the fact now they had 9 offensive starters coming back, and their entire offensive line was back. They're averaging about 360 across the front, when we're averaging about 250 to 260. And we got to do a better job of moving our front a little bit more, but tackling in space was probably the biggest concern that I thought coming out of that game.
We won't see as much running this week, probably see a lot of passing this week from Arkansas State. So we're going to meet the enemy. Arkansas State is who SMU plays Saturday night, 6 o'clock at Ford Stadium, and we'll talk about them coming up next on Tempo Talk with Chad Morris.
While you're enjoying SMU football, More Disposal and Recycling Services is busy managing your trash. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. More Disposal offers complete waste management, from equipment purchases and installation to service and maintenance, all completed in-house. No job is too big or too small. We also offer Paper Retriever, a free paper recycling program for schools and churches. Call 214-357-HELP and let's talk trash. That's 214-357-HELP. Family owned and operated by SMU alumni, More Disposal supports SMU football. Pony up!
When it comes to your signage needs, trust the experts at Fast Signs North Central. With more than 50 years of knowledge, Fast Signs North Central will help provide you with a true turnkey experience. From branding and design work to complete production and installation, let Fast Signs North Central make your vision a reality by calling 214-890-4444 or find them online at fastsigns.com/11. Fast Signs North Central. More than fast, more than signs.
Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms, the official freestanding ER of SMU, and your neighborhood no-wait ER. With 3 facilities conveniently located near you, we're able to provide the Dallas area with upscale, quality care for all your emergency needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit HighlandParkER.com for more information. Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms. Pony up. Are you serving or have served our country? SMU's Lyle School of Engineering offers master's programs and tuition reductions for military personnel across the globe. For veterans and those in the uniformed services of the U.S., our distance education programs provide a way to help engineer our nation's future. It's just one way SMU is saying thank you to those who protect and serve our country. Check it out at lyle.smu.edu.
Maggiano's Little Italy specializes in serving lavish portions of authentic Italian-American cuisine made in their scratch kitchen, offering homemade pastas, signature salads, prime steaks, fresh fish, memorable desserts, and now brunch. Maggiano's Little Italy. It's a great place for good friends to gather to share good times and great food. Not only do they have an incredible brunch, lunch, and dinner, they are the perfect choice for a banquet of any size. Come as you are 7 days a week. At Maggiano's Little Italy, you get more of everything. Maggiano's is located at North Park Mall in Dallas.
We all know air travel can be draining. Let Wind Transportation make your travel more pleasurable when you're on the ground. Departure or arrival, Wind delivers no-worry service. It's about time. Time to spare when you're departing and being right there to pick you up when you arrive. We monitor all incoming flights and we're prepared should unexpected flight changes occur. For an individual or multi-flight groups, Wind will make the experience great. Your time and your experience is our passion. Visit GoWin.com to book. That's GOWYNNE.com.
Welcome back to Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I am Rich Phillips here from Ozona Grill and Bar every Monday night from 7 to 8 for Tempo Talk, talking SMU football. And now it's time to meet the enemy. That is presented by the Cox School of Business, offering the new Fast Track one-year MBA designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Give it up for Kevin over there. Visit coxgrad.com for more information. It is the Arkansas State Red Wolves that will be coming to Ford Stadium Saturday night at 6 o'clock. And a team that is 1-1 on the year, and their one loss might be more impressive because they gave Nebraska all they could handle in the season opener, a 43-36 loss that they had to the Cornhuskers. And I know this, we're going to see it thrown around an awful lot. Their quarterback Logan Justice Hansen, he's got some big numbers in the first couple of games.
He does, and they've only played 2 games, and of the 2 games now. Obviously, you mentioned they played Nebraska and then
Arkansas
Pine Bluff, and then they had the game against Miami, which was supposed to be week 2, which was canceled. And so when you're evaluating film, you only got 2 games to evaluate off of, and so that's a little bit of a challenge. But the one thing you do know, they got a great quarterback that's started his career. He's actually signed out of high school to go to OU. and transferred from OU to Butler Junior College, and then left there and got to Arkansas State. And big kid, 6'4", 218, runs well. I mean, he's not the just the true zone read runner. That's not what they do, but he does run enough to make you be honest. But got a great arm, 6'4", like I said, 220. He's completing over 70% of his passes, right up close to almost 800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But the guy's extremely accurate, and being a junior, he's experienced, and he's got some great wide receivers he's throwing to as well.
Yeah, he has 4 different receivers already in double digits in catches through just 2 games. That's a lot.
Yeah, Christian Booker is one of them. You got Chris Murray is another one. These are his 2 top targets. They got Blake Mack, a big tight end, which was an all-conference player last year, to go with him. And again, those are some things that make him really good at the quarterback position, because he's got some great receivers to go to.
What they did so well against Nebraska?
Well, I thought they did a good job of mixing it up. They ran the ball well. But the thing is, they're down by 14 with 5 minutes to go in the game. They score, they recover an onside kick, and they drive down. And literally, as time expired, they had a chance. They had the ball in the end zone on a pass, and it just went off the fingertips of their big tight end. But, again, they executed. They played well. This is a good football team, and make no mistake about it. They signed 9 junior college offensive linemen this past winter, and so it's really hard to get a true gauge of their offensive line because they signed so many. They had to replace the entire offensive line bunch. So while they got older guys, they've got guys that played in the junior college last year. They got a running back, Warren Wan. He was another all-conference player last year, really electric. He's not that big, but really shifty, and does a great job with his vision.
Defensively, they're allowing about 372 yards, 23 points per game. What will they try to do against your offense?
Well, studied these guys for quite some time, and know that they're well coached. Joe Cawthon is their defensive coordinator. He's been around a long time, very well respected in this business. Came from Middle Tennessee State. They're based out of a 4-down. They will get into some odd look, but they base everything on their really the Sun Belt Player of the Year, and that's their defensive end. And he stands apart. I mean, he looks apart. Definitely a great player. We'll have our work cut out for us. He's really good in the pass rush, and then up front, the strength of their defense is their defensive line. Now, depth-wise, they're trying to play a lot of guys and create some depth. But it all comes back to their D-line and how they create havoc on the quarterback. Linebackers, their Mike and their Sam and Mike Backer are experienced players. Justin Clifton, number 10, an all-conference guy. And then number 15, Kyle Wilson. He's a senior. He's always around the ball. Big kid, 6 foot, about 230. He's a newcomer of the year last year in their conference. And so, again, really, really good players on defense that run really well. And so we're going to have to play well. They're experienced, and obviously they're coming off a championship season.
This is your final non-conference game, and I know you have goals. One of them was winning the Metroplex, obviously split in those 2 games with the Metroplex opponents. What would a 3-1 record do for you as far as achieving any goals, or for your season to go 3-1 in non-conference play?
Well, I think being 3-1 coming out of non-conference play would be huge for this football team and for this program moving forward. There's going to be bigger games ahead, as we know that, but this is the only game we can control. And so the idea this week is to be 1-0, and that's the only thing we're worried about, controlling, and we'll get back out on the practice field tomorrow. We got a chance to come home, defend our home field, and again, all really good football teams, as you build a program, play extremely well at home, and they defend their home field. So we got a chance to defend Ford Stadium Saturday night. It's important that our fans come out, and because it's going to be a really good football game. I know that.
6 o'clock Saturday night, SMU and Arkansas State at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. You can pick up your tickets at gethereforgameday.com. This is Tempo Talk with Chad Morris, and we'll get those final keys to success for SMU and Arkansas State coming up next.
Hey, Mustang fans! Football season is just around the corner, and that means it's time to start planning your boulevard. And we want to help make it easy and hassle-free. Beginning this season, our team at Block Party will be offering full turnkey service with premium reserve space, top-quality tents, lounge furniture, and bellhop services to Mustang fans who are looking for a better game day experience. All you need to do is show up, and we'll handle the rest. For more information and to book a hassle-free boulevard, please visit our website at blockpartypresents.com.
For over 15 years, Texans have trusted firefighting's finest moving and storage to provide professional service for their residential or commercial moving needs by our teams of off-duty firefighters and professional movers. Whether it's packing, moving, or storage, firefighting's finest professional staff will provide SMU fans with an unparalleled level of customer service. Visit us at firefightermovers.com for more information. Ask about our weekday move special for SMU fans. And remember to use movers you can trust.
Maggiano's Little Italy specializes in serving lavish portions of authentic Italian-American cuisine made in their scratch kitchen, offering homemade pastas, signature salads, prime steaks, fresh fish, memorable desserts, and now brunch. Maggiano's Little Italy. It's a great place for good friends to gather to share good times and great food. Not only do they have an incredible brunch, lunch, and dinner, they are the perfect choice for a banquet of any size. Come as you are 7 days a week. At Maggiano's Little Italy, you get more of everything. Maggiano's is located at North Park Mall in Dallas.
ESPN's Neil Everett here. This college football season, Nissan's putting you in the driver's seat. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com. Build a customized Titan wrapped in your school's colors. Then register for a chance to win it. Or you can win a trip to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Enter the Nissan Heisman House Sweepstakes. Take on today. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends 12/8/17. Open to residents of USDC 18 and older. Official rules at NissanUSA.com/Heisman House Sweepstakes. Sponsored by Nissan North America.
This is Tempo Talk with Chad Morris. I am Rich Phillips, here with the head coach of the SMU Mustangs every Monday night from 7 until 8 at Ozona Grill and Bar. So come join us next week. All of you back here tonight, please come back next week and see us. And those of you not able to make it out tonight, come see us next Monday night from 7 until 8 and have dinner with us here at Ozona. We'll talk some SMU football. We'll talk about the Mustangs and Arkansas State next week. And, Coach, give us keys to success this week for you in your final non-conference game.
Well, I think there's really 3 to 4 that really stand out. Number one, we got to play with the same energy as we've seen each of the first 3 weeks. These guys will come back out. We got to defend home field, as we talked about in the last segment. We got to be better on third down defensively. We got to get off the field. Number 3 is we need to be efficient in the run game and score touchdowns in the red zone. And field goals are good, but touchdowns are better. And in our special teams, making an impact on all our return units, our punt return, our kickoff return, and they're really sound in their kickoff and their punt return unit, so we've got to cover very well. So those are our 4 keys to really coming away this Saturday night, knowing that we've played our best.
You talked about that energy to come out early and play well. First quarter score in the 3 games this year is 47-17, and the halftime score 84-45 in favor of SMU. That's coming out with a lot of energy to start games.
It is, and we've got to be able to come out in the third quarter, and we got to put it together. That's part of our training. That's part of our goals that we set for ourselves coming out of last year. Is we've got to make great adjustments at halftime, and we've got to come out in the third quarter, and we've got to play huge in those 4-over-4 moments.
And coming out, too, to take early leads, but we know a couple weeks ago against North Texas that wasn't the case. They jumped out 10-0 on top of SMU. Was that a situation that you've seen, and maybe a few others this year, where you've seen the disposition of your guys change? Because I think in the past you would agree that there are times where guys would just kind of shake their head and think, here we go again, and it doesn't seem like that's been happening this year.
No, I think this is just a much experienced team, and adversity is going to happen. It's going to happen Saturday night. It may happen early. It could happen late. But in the same sense, you got to be able to withstand the storms and just keep pushing through and rely on your training. And as we mentioned in one of the breaks, one of the things as a coach you do is you try to get your technique and your training to hold up in pressure situations. And that comes with experience. And our guys are experienced, and they're learning, and it'll continue to only get better.
We talked about the turnover margin briefly earlier in the show, and all 3 games, SMU's been on the plus side and a +5 through the first 3 games. Is it something you can coach? I mean, takeaways, is that something you can coach?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just it's a standard. Our standard is best, and we expect when we tackle the ball or tackle, we're looking to tackle the ball. We're looking anytime we get a guy stood up, we're trying to strip a ball out. We talk about turnovers. We got a turnover can. We celebrate great ball security. Our running backs have done a really good job of protecting the football. That's a big deal in our program because turnovers and big plays win and lose you games.
Yeah, definitely. The offense has been protecting the ball, we know, through the first few weeks as well. We talked also briefly early in the show about Cortland Sutton, a really difficult Saturday afternoon for him at TCU. What do you have to see from Cortland and from the whole offense here this Saturday night?
Well, I just want him to be himself. I mean, he was celebrating Trey's success and James's success. He understands that's just part of it. When you're great, people will have to recognize you, and they take 2 to cover you. That he's done his job. And we'll do a great job of continuing to move him around and get him open. His time's coming, and so we're excited about where we are with our offense and moving forward coming into this week.
More trick plays for us this week?
Yeah, sure. We'll have 7 or 8 of them.
You're not going to give us one? You're not going to let us know one?
No.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're exciting.
Yeah.
How much
They're all trick plays if they work.
That's true. How much work has to go on into a trick play, especially when you got a guy who's not a quarterback throwing the ball?
No, I mean you know what we do is we dedicate a segment a week and work on them. And a segment's a 5-minute segment, and you just add them and you put them in your pocket and you got them in your folder. And when you add one a week and as you get through the whole course of the season, you got 7 or 8 of them, and those that you use you toss out or you move on. And who knows, you may run them again the next week.
Well, I hope to see some because the play-by-play announcer gets really excited when we do trick plays.
I just like the ones that score.
Well, that's true. The play-by-play announcer gets real excited on those, too, when we score. So, all right, that's going to do it for this week's show. Again, join us Saturday night at Ford Stadium, Arkansas State. 6 o'clock is the kickoff time. It's on ESPN3 on Radio Wise, 1310 and 96.7 FM. The Ticket beginning at 5:30 with our pregame show. I'll have another conversation with head coach Chad Morris. We're back here next Monday night as well from 7 to 8 at Ozona Grill and Bar for another edition of Tempo Talk. And a reminder that the game time for next week has been announced, 3 o'clock next Saturday afternoon. It's the conference opener for SMU and the University of Connecticut. Thanks to Tom back in the KAAM studios, keeping us on the air all night tonight. For head coach Chad Morris, I'm Rich Phillips. Thanks for joining us again here at Ozona Grill and Bar for Tempo Talk.
On the Mustangs Sports Network from Learfield. Live from Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Tempo Talk with Chad Morris has been brought to you by the Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options. Visit lyle.smu.edu. BMW. Test drive one at your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Find your comfort zone. Credit Union of Texas. Be a part of something unexpected. CUTX.org. Experience more. Also by Ruthie's Rolling Cafe. Voted the best grilled cheese in Texas. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Mustang Sports Network.